With the release of Starfield for PC and Xbox less than a month away now, I thought I would spend this video talking about 5 things you should know about the game before it launches on September 6th. Be sure to stick around until the end because I don't think enough people know about the last fact that I'll bring up. But that gets us into number 1, you can actually play the game 5 days early. This is a popular thing that a lot of games are doing nowadays, with the most recent example being Diablo 4 I believe, but if you purchase the digital premium edition of Starfield you can actually play the game early. Alongside early access to the game, you also get access to the Shattered Space expansion, you get a skin pack, alongside the soundtrack and art book of the game. At number 4, familiar mechanics from Fallout and the Elder Scrolls will be making their way into the game. Does this mean that they're all connected into one single universe? I'm not too sure about that, but what we do know is that pickpocketing is back, alongside lockpicking and more direct interactions with NPCs. For example, you'll be able to use your skill points to persuade someone in conversation. Additionally, we know that companion recruiting and outpost building is in the game as well. This is all in addition to, of course, romanceable NPCs, as well as a faction system. And I, for one, am looking forward to another Preston Garvey constantly tasking me with outposts to save on my map. By the way, if you've ever played a Bethesda game, you should have a pretty good idea with how these systems will work. At number 3, character creation is super important to how you will approach the rest of the game. Of course, there is a role-playing element that takes place in the character customization, but more so than that, there will be 3 backgrounds for you to choose on your character, which will determine your starting skills. You then also get the choice to add 3 optional traits, think something more along the lines of Fallout's trait system than something Elder Scrolls related. The choice you make here won't lock you out of any content, but you will gain some custom responses to dialogue depending on what you choose. For example, you might pick that you're an extrovert, using less oxygen while traveling with human companions, but using more oxygen when you're alone. Another example that we actually saw in the Starfield Direct is the hero worship trait, where an adoring fan will appear randomly and give you gifts, but the downside to that is of course that he'll appear randomly, so you never really know where he will pop up. Number 2 really piggybacks off of the traits. The skill system in the game is less like a skill tree and more like a hierarchy. Right now there are 82 skills in the game split across 5 categories, those categories being physical, social, combat, science, and tech. Within each of these categories they divide further into 4 rows called tiers. You will need to put a certain amount of points in the previous tiers in order to unlock some of the higher up skills. If we dive even further into skills, each one has their own skill tree where you can continuously upgrade a single skill to get higher bonuses from it. Right now there's no confirmation as to whether or not there's a level cap in the game, so as far as we know, you might just be able to unlock all of the skills. And to finalize at number 1, you guys might already know this actually, but there will be 1,000 planets to explore in the game, with a main story quest taking roughly 30 or more hours at the very least. I mean, this is a Bethesda game we're talking about. Even in the smallest planets with minuscule or no life, there usually is a reason to at least go and explore it. If there's one thing I've learned while playing Fallout or Elder Scrolls, it's that the places you don't expect are usually the ones with the most interesting content. But that is all I have for this video. If you guys are excited for Starfield, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And until the next video, I will catch you all later.